Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm back with another entertainer. You guys know me. This is DJ Rick of the Fishbowl Radio Network, FBRN.US. I've been there for 12 years. My show, Alley Rally, every Wednesday at 1 o'clock on the dot, Central Standard Time. I enjoy doing what I do, but now we're kind of bringing our show up to another level. Reason being, we're going on location, talking to some of the people that sponsor my show, one of which is Rick's Cabaret in the heart of Fort Worth, man. You can't get any better than that to come out here and get entertained. We got food, we got drinks, and we got entertainers. That's really one of the main perks of this job. You know, I'm not going to lie to you. It's really good to come out here sometimes. And I'm glad this interview is happening because it took so long to get somebody on the show, and I had to come to her to get it. But I had to because she is the Entertainer of the Year. Fort Worth, Rick's Cabaret, Entertainer of the Year 2021. As you can tell, I get corrected on my own show. I'm leaving that in the edit, okay? It's 2022. I'm going to put a little blooper reel over it right there, right? Maybe I purposely did that. She doesn't know that, but she corrected me on TV anyway, but that's all right. You can do that. I'm going to love you anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the wonderful pleasure to introduce you to a wonderful entertainer, and her name is Kendall. Kendall, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm real good, especially before you corrected me on my own program, but you can do that. If you look this good, you can get away with a lot of things with me, okay? I don't mind one bit. So you got to tell me, what got you into the business, and how do you feel about being an entertainer? Because it's not for everybody. It's not as hard, or sometimes it's easy. Depends on who you ask about the business, but know one thing for sure. Once you get into it and you do as well as you do, it can just be the easiest thing in the world, but not everybody's got what you got. So when did you get into this, and why did you want to be an entertainer?
Well, there wasn't really just getting into it. At the time, I needed a job, and I was like, I'm going to go apply at strip clubs to be a waitress. And I had went to a club, and the manager there was like, you can work here, but I want you to dance. And so I started dancing.
And you notice that we keep mentioning people start out as waitresses. She wasn't the first one to say that, okay? That word comes up, it's magic, it's gold. Waitresses in there, then they move to the next level. It just happens that way, people. And I'm kind of glad it did, okay? Entertainer of the Year. How does that happen, and what does that entail, and what do you do with it?
Well, so here at Rick's, they have a contest every year where they pick Entertainer of the Year, Queen of the Champagne Room, Manager of the Year, you know, a whole bunch of different awards. And I feel like I won Entertainer of the Year because I work all the time. I always try to promote the club on my social medias. I always try to dress up when we have parties. I always try to show up to all the parties, and I just kind of help hold everything together.
She really does. When she shows up, she shows up. She's also one of the, hate to say it, few, because not everybody does. They got a personal life. They don't want people to know they're necessarily here, but at the same time, when you're here, you promote. You get on your social medias, you put it out there, you let people know where you are, when you're working, and when people can come see you, which is what we want, you know. We like knowing people are going to be there so we can see them. We never know who shows up. I mean, we just don't. I know there's a bunch of girls that work here, but sometimes it pays to know who's here and who's not. So I guess you got a year to do all this. So after it's over, you think you can get Entertainer of the Year again?
Maybe. I mean, unless somebody works every day like I do in between then and now.
She's right. You know, you got to work it. This is something that is not necessarily just given to you. You've got to work it. You got to talk to the customers. You got to be with the management. You have to do things that lets them know you're part of the game, part of the team, really, because it takes a lot to keep everything going. I appreciate that. So what are the good perks about being an entertainer? Because there's so much negative with a lot of things, and I know this business gets a lot of negative fill in the blanks. But at the same time, if you treat it like a business, like anybody who goes to work for a living, you're going to be successful if you work it right. Plain and simple, if you're going to be successful, you got to do something about it. So what are the keys to you for a success for this kind of business?
The keys to being successful in this kind of business is just don't let it all get to your head. You have good days, you have bad days. You got to take the good with the bad, and you can't let it break you down. You got to let it build you up.
Now, I have to ask this because it's something that I don't do. It's, you know, I'm a man. If I were a woman, I'm not really sure if I could or could not. I'm not really sure if I could be a dancer. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's for me or it could be. I don't have to worry about that, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But for women out there who have a curiosity about what you guys do here, what would be something you would tell them if they say, I want to try it, and if I fail, I can't do it, or if I try it and I like it, can I quit my day job? There's so many ifs and ands that people have about it, because it's not a traditional job, but it is a job. So what advice would you give an entertainer who's trying to get into the business?
My advice would be you have to work it as a real job. You can't work it as, I went to work and made $1,000 today, so I don't have to work for the next 3 days or a week because I made $1,000. No, you go to work every day, how you have a schedule. I mean, personally, you make your own schedule, but I make my schedule as how I would have a regular job. And that way it becomes a successful business and you can build and you can grow instead of just making an easy money here and then like, oh, I made some money, I don't have to go back to work for a couple days. And then you use all of it and you go shopping and you do this and you do that and you buy yourself a nice purse and then it's all gone and then, oh, I have to go back to work now. But if you work it as a real job, then you keep stacking and stacking and, there's lots of perks to it.
In other words, if you make money like she's talking about, or more or less, the thing about it is you put it away like you would any job that you had prior to this business. It's a job. It's a job first. It's a fun job, but the thing is, it's still a job. You treat it like one. Make investments. Put some things away. It's called savings plan. And I hate to preach to the choir because the thing is, they know entertainment is going to be entertaining, and for the most part, it's fun for the outside looking in. There's a lot of things behind the scenes people don't know you go through. You got the makeup, you got the wardrobe, you got to keep fit. All these things are factors for what you do. This is your resume right here. That's right, people. When you apply for a job like this, the physical is the resume, but the financial is your obligation. So that's what you need to do. Lastly, have you ever had like a mishap on the stage or something in front of people because you're dancing in front of an audience? There's got to be a Kendall moment you did, or she's laughing already. I haven't even finished the question yet. You can go as embarrassing as you want, sweetie. She wants to know how embarrassing can we go. You can go as embarrassing as you want because this is my show. I want to know the details.
I don't know. Hold on, I'm thinking of the right story to tell. I mean, because I've had things, I fell on stage, I've had wardrobe mishaps, everything.
Everything.
Possibly happened has happened.
Everything that can possibly happen has happened, and you know what is going to happen. Heels will break. Wardrobe malfunctions. Some people don't mind when that happens. I know a lot of guys don't mind when that happens. You can't do that in a club like this. They have rules and restrictions they must adhere to, so that's what you do. Kendall, it's been great to have you on. I'm looking forward to maybe bringing you in studio one day and doing a radio broadcast with you. I like being here at Rick's Cabaret. She is the Entertainer of the Year, people, right here. She won it. She got it. Look right here. And if she can give us maybe your Instagram handle or whatever, if you want people to follow you, let us know where that is so they can follow Kendall on her platforms.
All of my social medias are Demonic Fairy 95.
Y'all got that? That's where you find her. That's where she's going to be. Other than that, come check out here at Rick's Cabaret. We're going to see if we can get somebody else to talk to us. What's going on with the show right here. It is a crazy night here. It's a Saturday night. We love what we do, y'all. Alley Rally will be right back for that attack. Until I say cut. Cut.